Child, let me get out a little history. So, I met my son's other 23 chromosomes in January of 1990. I finally slept with him in August of 1990. The day I found out I was pregnant, he showed up on my job with his other two babies in tow that were born in January of 89 and December of 89. And when he got out of the car and saw me, he said, "You pregnant?" I said, "Yep." First thing out of his mouth was, "How am I going to tell Ditra, the wife?" I did not know it at the time. So later on that month in September of 1990, his father passed away. The weekend they funeralized his dad was the weekend I was in the hospital in Houston losing one baby while trying to save another. I stayed at the hospital the entire weekend. I get out of the hospital. I go to see him. He's sitting on the sofa, smoking weed, drinking Bush Beer, and chasing gin shots behind it. I sit on the sofa. I said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "Ditra say she pregnant." What they got to do with you? She say it's mine. Is that possible? And he says to me, "Child, that's what married folks do." I'm sorry, say that one more time. I said, "Jerome, you told me you were divorced. Now we just separated. We ain't never got no divorce." I said, "Oh, okay." I picked up my purse, I picked up my keys, and I walked my happy chunky ass onto my 1987 blue Cutlass Supreme and got in my car, drove away, and never looked back. I had my son May 1991. I paged him. 713-268-9049 was the page number. I told y'all a bitch don't forget nothing. I paged him and he called me in the hospital. He's like, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, I had the baby. I'm in Park Plaza Hospital, floor room, whatever." I said, "You can come see me." So he came that Saturday night to visit, saw the baby or whatever. So I get out of the hospital after having my son or whatever, and I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, Jerome, we didn't work out, whatever." I said, "More than anything, I want you to be a part of his life. I ain't ask you for child support. I just need you to spend time with him." Time progresses on. He would call and say, "I want to see the baby." When I'd pack up to go see the baby, something else came up. Ditra, the wife, or being at the time, she's now his ex-wife, found out I was coming over, and she took that moment to bring her kids over too. And because she didn't like me, he would call me and cancel. Fast forward, Jarek was about 2, maybe 2.5. I get a summons to appear in child support court. I said, "Shit, motherfucker, I gotta take off on this good $6.75 job and shit, motherfucker." I go to child support court. The judge calls our case, Miss Mitchell, Mr. Walton. He's like, "I want to be put on child support and I want to change my son's last name from Mitchell to Walton." The judge looked at me and said, "Miss Mitchell, how do you feel about that?" I said, "Well, Your Honorship, if he wanted our son to have his last name, so would his son's mother." I said, "I will sign any documentation that you want me to." I said, "I will never put him on child support. I will never pursue him. I only asked him to spend time with him, and he never did. I never asked again." When I walked in my home after that court appearance, I knew I was going to be a single parent, a single mother. So guess what the fuck I did? I put on my big girl drawls and I did what I had to do. Thank God I've always had a job that had benefits, and my baby always had. And he always had a good support system. My parents, my neighbors back home, the Grays, the Wellses, the Colemans, they were my support system. I never asked him again. Not once. Fast forward. Here we are, 2016. Out of the blue, about 2 years ago, since I've been here in Washington State, my son he called me. He said, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "Nothing. I got something to tell you." I was like, "What's up?" He said, "My dad called me." I said, "Oh, really?" So they talked because Jarek always had questions that I didn't have an answer for. I never once talked bad about him. I never said one negative thing about his dad. I said, "Well, did you get all your questions answered?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "Ain't got no choice but to be, Mama." He said, "You're the only mom and daddy I've ever known." So I said all of that to say this. I'm going to need you heifers to get on this ship and sail with me. If you have to ask, beg, and plead a motherfucker to take care of your child, and all of those promises go unanswered, and he gonna do this and he ain't gonna do that, let me tell you what that unwritten message is. Fuck you and that baby. That's what he's saying. He ain't gonna say it to your face because he's a fucking coward. But he has all but told you, fuck you and your baby. Not his, your baby. So, with that being said, I'm gonna need y'all to carry y'all ass wherever y'all get y'all big girl draws from and put them bitches on, hold your motherfucking head up high, and do what the fuck you gotta do. Never, and I fix my lips, never beg a man to spend time with their seed. Ever. The God we serve don't sleep. He will get his. Jarek's dad has 5 children. My son is the only one he's never spent time with, nor has he ever given him one single dime. I'm gonna need you help us to get on this ship with me and sail the fuck away and let it the fuck go. Your peace of mind should be more important than chasing a motherfucker who don't want to be caught. It's that simple. And more importantly, stop having these motherfucking babies without a goddamn husband. At what point do you decide you are worth so much more than just being the mother of somebody's goddamn child? Get my Beyonce pat on. I'm going to need you to put on your big girl drawers and be a mother and not a chaser of a motherfucker that don't want to be caught. We good? I hope this has been most informative to you. And if not, hit a bitch up. Smooches, boo.